Hi everyone, my name is Otis. You're welcome to Otalium's Academy. So before I get started, I just want to say thank you to all of you that have subscribed to my YouTube channel. The comment and the feedback that you left behind was awesome. I really appreciate it. Then if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please just hit the subscribe button just to encourage me to produce quality content. Today I have a very interesting topic for you, that is Google Analytics for beginner. So if you're a website owner or you're just starting a new business online, so this tutorial will be beneficial to you. And also if you already have a business online and you want to learn more about Google Analytics, it is equally important to you. So Google Analytics is a free web analytical service offered by Google to measure, track, and report your website performance or your website activities, and also advertising return on investment. So having a full grasp of how Google Analytics work is absolutely important, because Google Analytics gives us the tools to help us understand our customers' behavior online, how they are interacting with our website. So understanding the behavioral shift of your target audience or your prospective customers, and what content that can be used to bridge that gap is absolutely important, and that is what the Google Analytics stand for. It's a kind of uncover the insight that drives result. So if you're interested in using data to actually improve your website experience, reach more customers, and guide the customer journey to help the customer convert on your website, then you need Google analytical tools. In this tutorial, I'm going to walk you through how to set up the Google Analytics, how to generate report, how to track the activities of your prospective customers, how they're interacting with their customers, how to track the behaviors, and understanding the different features in Google Analytics, so that you'll be able to use it effectively to your own advantage. So I'm just going to say stay tuned to the end of this video, because we're going to walk you through, we're going to see all the features, and we're going to explain all the features right in this video. Like I said, stay tuned while I walk you through. We're going to sign in into Google Analytics and begin our tutorial journey from there. So I'm going to log in into Google Analytics now for us to see the features and how we can use this tool to actually analyze our website and transform our data into something that is meaningful, that can help us to increase our conversion rates or improve the user experience. So now, before you create account with Google Analytics, so you need a Gmail account. So if you don't have a Gmail account, I recommend that you create a Gmail account before you can log in. So I already have a Gmail account. So once you have a Gmail account, all you need is just to click the Google Analytics, and because I already have an account, so it takes me straight into the Google Analytics. It takes me straight into the Google Analytics. I'm just going to pause here first, because I don't want to. I just want to log out and show us how to actually log in into this. So I'm going to go into Google. Okay, so I'm going to log into Google Analytics. So if you're a newbie, so this is where you're going to start your analytical journey. So these two let you measure and track your performance or the activities on your website. So for you to be able to log into Google Analytics, or for you to be able to create an account on Google Analytics, so you need a Gmail account. So I'm going to log in now. It's going to require me to log into my Gmail account. So I'm using my Gmail account to log in now. So it's going to take me straight into the dashboard. So if you have your So that's it. But so if you don't have the Gmail account, it's going to ask you to create that Gmail account. So the first thing that you're going to see is the entire dashboard, the overview of Google Analytics. So it is about insight, it is about the user experience, it's about audience, it's about acquisition, and the behavior of your customers or the behavior of your users and the conversion. So you want to know, you want to have an in-depth knowledge about your users. So that's what the Google Analytics does. So now the customization, this has to do with the reporting. So you can customize your report, the kind of report that you want to get is specific to businesses depending on what your goals are or depending on what your business is all about. So you can customize your report. You want to generate 6 months report, you want to generate 1 month report, you want to look at the audience behavior, you want to look at the acquisition, so you can actually customize it here. Once you do that, you can save it, but there is no figures here, so you're not going to see anything, so I can't even do anything here. So you can actually create the category that you want to track, you want to report. So once you do that, then you save the report. So now, the Google Analytics, before I go further, I just want to show you here. So if you have a multiple website, so you can click this drop down menu to select the website that you want to analyze. So I've chosen this is a new website. So, and what I have done is just to install the Google Analytics on my new website to start tracking the activities of prospective users and customers on my site from the day one that I'm going to publish that site. So this dashboard is a kind of it helps you to visualize what is happening on your site, or how the activities on your site. So that's why it's absolutely important. So the report, you have the real time. So you're going to look at the report. It tracks the real time means that it captures it as it is happening daily basis, the time, hour, minutes of the day. So that's what this analytical tool does. So then let's go into this. So the overview, what are we tracking? You're going to track the location where your visitors or your users are coming from, the traffic source. What kind of traffic? Is it paid search? Is it through organic search? So this Google Analytics it shows you the details of the traffic source. So what does that do for you? It helps you when you're planning your budget to know how to allocate your budget. Then the content. It also look at how the users are interacting with your content. Event conversion is actually when the customer either sign up or made a purchase. So that's the conversion, and that is the focus of every business. Every business person. So you're looking at conversion. So, and this will also help you. This tool will help you to guide your customer journey to the point that they convert. So that's why remember that this tutorial is for beginners. So in our subsequent video, we're going to look specific the function of each of these features and how it impacts your website. So, and you'll increase your bottom line. So now I'm going to go into the audience. So we're talking about the audience. I see audience as my online currency, because they are the reason why I'm doing business. They are the reason why I'm creating content. They're the reason why I publish my website, because they are eventually going to transit to be my customers. So it is important that for me to know how they behave online, on how they are interacting with my website. So this dashboard shows you real-time users through this section. You can actually determine the number of users who visited your site in the last it could be in the last 7 days, it could be in the last 30 days, it could be just depending on what you want to track. So that's what it is. So we'll talk about the active users. So it keep you abreast of the level of the user's enthusiasm on your website. So that's what it shows you in real time. So then I'm going to talk about the lifetime value. Remember that these features have specific function on your website. So the lifetime value, this help you to understand how valuable different users are to your business based on their lifetime activity across the multiple section. So that's very, very important, because when you acquire users through email, pay search, or through whichever means, the important information about that customer, the every information about that customer is important, because it can help you to determine a profitable allocation of your marketing resources to the acquired user or your customer. So that's why it's important. Then you into cohort analysis. Remember that this is all about analyzing your site and giving you that insight. So this actually help to group users based on their shared common characteristics. So once this to identify that, it classifies these users into one. So all users within, like for example, all users within same acquisition date belong to the same cohort, and users also who have made complete a certain activity or specific task belong to the same cohort. So then you don't have to scratch your head anymore, because the system does it for you. But all you need to do is just to look at the data and use that to improve your website, improve your user experience, so that you can have more users, you'll be able to retain more users and acquire new users that have similar traits or similar characteristics. So I'm going into the audience analysis. So like this feature, that's I'll keep using the audience analysis. So you can just create a different type of audience that you actually want to track, and this system will actually help you to just to track it. So because it helps you to explore or report uh, audience behavior in response to your marketing campaigns. So you can use this audience as a secondary dimension in your report, and you can customize your report also to show, like as you're having here, based on the interest, based on different parameters that you can actually use this audience analytics to actually track. So then we have the user explorer. So you have the user explorer. So it's just very simple. So this feature actually help you to isolate and examine individual rather than looking at the aggregate user behavior. So the individual user behavior are actually associated with a client ID. So you'll be able to actually see what these users are actually doing by looking at specifically to the user behavior. So the demographics, and I'm going to go down to the demographics here. So if you look at the demographics, we're talking about understanding the gender composition of your audience and the age of your audience. This gives you the that insight to actually tailor your content and advertising to this specific audience, because you'll be able to create quality content that is good for each of these demographics, that by age or by gender, male or female. What is the unique feature about what is the unique proposition, the unique features about this specific target audience. So then we're going to look at the interests. So now the interest is going to be based on affinity, the categories, and in-market segment. So this gives you information. This interest. This gives you or analyzes the interest information to for expanding your advertising or your promotional or your campaign into related market based on that affinity, the proximity, how and how this different respective target audience are actually interacting with your product or with your services or your website. So then you can focus on your ad based on the analysis so far. Then we're going to look at the other categories so fall in the same. So I'm going to talk about the geotargeting. So this is also very very important, especially for your international SEO. So you're looking at the languages and you're looking at the location where these customers, your audience, are actually coming from. So if you have this insight, you'll be able to really optimize your site and enhance the user experience. So this will determine if you're going to get a kind of translation to different countries and install that plugin that will be able to translate your content when it is googled in a different country that doesn't speak the same language that you have on your website. So these are important metrics and these are important information to track on your website. Then I'm going to talk about the behavior. So the behavior is absolutely important. Understanding user behavior it helps you to be better equipped to make a smart decision about your business, about your website, about the device you're using, about how customers are reaching you. You'll be able to measure what matters. So is it the product that the customers are interacting with? Is it download? Are they first users? Are they returning users? What are the reasons? What is this? What is that characteristics that you can pinpoint that said, okay, this is compelling enough. This is what is keeping these customers. So you can zero on that. New user versus returning user. New user are just those who sign in for the first time into your website, and the returning users are those who are already signed in into your website and they are coming back. That's a kind of they're repeating their visit, and which is great. So if they repeat the visit, that means something valuable is on your site. So under this behavior, so we're going to look at different measurement plan. Remember that your overall business objective is very important. So if that is important, so you can also set some key performance indicator to measure the success of your strategies and tactics that you are using to reach this individual. And once you do that, you can segment to better understand what is driving success, and this include segmenting your marketing activities and your most valuable users. So this behavior is very very important. The behavior of your customers is very 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 important. So and some of these metrics should actually include the number of users interacting with your website, the number of sessions those users create, the screens and the web pages they visit. So when you're talking about the behavior, so when you're tracking it, these are some of those important information that you want to track. I talked about the frequency at which they come back, or the frequency at which they leave your site. Engagement is how they are interacting with your website, how they're engaging with your website. I talked about that. So the technology part of it is how are these customers getting to your website? What kind of browser, what kind of device are they using? What kind of network? Is it iOS or they are using Android? So then the mobile. So these information are very, very important because when you're looking at the structure of your website, so that's going to give you an insight on how to structure your site. So you're looking at the mobile device. So are more customers using mobile to reach your site? So if that is the case, so that is also a very valuable information for you to actually use to increase your conversion rate. and retain more customers, the device, the cross device, custom benchmarking, user flow. So I'm going to talk about the next is going to be acquisition. So if you're a newbie, this is very, very important because as soon as your site is launched, I would recommend that you just go and create your Google Analytics and make sure that um, it syncs with your website, because once you verify that, then it begins to capture the real time information from the real time activity from your website. So acquisition actually tells oh, hold on, let me go there. Acquisition actually tells where your visitors are coming from, such as search engines, social network, website referrals. So the key section here is that it tells you which online marketing tactics that are bringing you more visitors, more conversion. So that's why the acquisition is very, very important, because the more users that you have, the better for you. Like as I said, the customers or the audience is your online core, is your online currency. So we actually talked about the behavior. So this is a little bit going to the other technical aspect of it. So the behavior flow is also very, very important. So you talk about your site content. The quality of your site content is very, very important for your ranking, and for customers to be able to engage with your site effectively. So if your content and is not quality or not quality enough, so that could increase your bounce rate, because the essence of the content is just to be descriptive enough for your customers to actually know what your page is all about. So then the speed of your website. This is another ranking factor with Google, because if your site is not loading fast, so that is going to impact your user experience, and the customer attention span or prospective users attention span is actually very, very little. So and no user is going to be waiting for your site to take eternity to load, and once that is happening, they're going to abandon your site and move to your competitor site, and that's, you've lost that traffic, so which is not good for your business. So let's look at it. Overview, the timeliness, the timing, page timing. So I talked about the speed suggestion, the user timing. So this also help for the structural foundation of your website. So you see that the Google Analytics now is actually helping you when you are building your website, or helping you to improve your website, the structure and the foundation. So we'll talk the page timing, which is very, very important. Even if when they logged into your page, how long are they staying, what is the load time of that page, the speed suggestions. So let's look in and see what this have. So okay, so just like I said, this is actually a new website. So if you look at this point here, when you talk about the page timing, so the average page load time in seconds, so this Google Analytics tracks it. So it's very important, because that will help you to understand how the customers, how important, how valuable your page is to your customers. So you set the metric, and you select the metric here. So commonly used domain term, site usage, the technical. So you can do that, and if you're looking at that report, so you can look at the average document content load time, and this will help for your technical SEO. So when you are optimizing your site, so then there's a technical talked about the distribution. So yeah, this is exploring. So this gives you an insight, your average load time, the page view, and the page load sample. So map overlays, which is redirection time. So then again, to go into speed suggestion. So and this particular feature actually show you if your site is not loading fast, and it gives you a kind of suggestion. Sorry, because I don't have information on the site. Then the user timing. So And the same, I think we've looked at that. Site search, the overview, the usage. So this is self-explanatory. I think I've touched. This one actually give you the search pages. So, and what does that mean? If you have, let's say, 30 pages and the your prospective audience are only reaching 2 to 3 pages, so that means you need to do something about the other pages. You need to optimize the other pages. So that's why the Google Analytics is very important. So the conversion, like I said, every business owner is interested in the number of conversions. So you'll be interested in terms of increasing your transaction. But this is especially for e-commerce, not really for e-commerce, but I'm going to talk about also the e-commerce. So if you have an e-commerce business, or you're into dropshipping, or your whatever businesses you're selling, so this feature is also very important. So here you can set your goals. The goals are specific, so my goals is different from your goal. So I'm just gonna go here. Let's just touch a little bit. It gives you the overview of what you're setting for each of the pages. So what is your URL goal? What is your reverse goal path? What is your funnel visualization? When I talk about a funnel visualization, you're trying to look at the number of checkouts. So how are you able to get those customer journey down through the funnel? So the goal flow, so that's simple. So I'm going to talk about the e-commerce. So if you own an e-commerce business, so this might interest you. So you want to track your product performance, you want to track your sales, you want to track some transaction, you want to track the time to purchase. Why are this necessary, or why is it important? It is important because that will help you get more insight, understand how users are using your website. So that will help you to allocate your marketing resources effectively when you are looking at this data. So you'll be able to transform those data into valuable figures. So that's it. Time of purchase. So multinational, multi-channel. I talked about that. How they are getting to your website. So assisted conversion, top conversion part, time lag. Talk about the path length and model comparison tools. So these are very important when you are beginning to. These metrics are very important because the reason why we're in business is to actually make money, and making money and through your website lies on how your ability to actually make good use of this information that the Google Analytics present before you. So if you're a newbie, like I said, just try and get that attribution. So I'm not going to get into that. So, and again, this Google Analytics, you can use the free one. So as your business grow, you can upgrade into the paid one. That's with the recurring payment. You can subscribe to that. But these will be able to give you the information that you need at this time, and it's absolutely a very great tool. So if you are I just want to say thank you for watching this presentation. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I just encourage you to do that. Just hit the subscribe button, and just to encourage us to keep creating quality content. And if you like what we're doing, you can share our videos to your friends and family. And don't forget to leave those awesome feedback or your comments to help us improve our presentation. So, and I want to say thank you for watching, and I look forward to see you in our subsequent presentation. So have a great day.